both your ears off. Yeah, you! Running like that, you're gonna trip. Yeah. Not again. Not.
We are on the same side here, Olga. The bristlebacks threaten us all.
Oh, drop the act. We all know.
What do you want, Olvund? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it, what other choice do you have?
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss a matter of importance to the Sundom?
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
So, the savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Olvund Freeholder, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away from the fine silks and wine of Meridian to this smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
I'm here for the embassy and...
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah. Greater gears for greater matters. Guess that means you'll be moving on.
Once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my saviorly attention.
Ah, the bristlebacks, of course. Got to get rid of them if you want that embassy to take place. Well, let's get to it, hey? And off you go.
Not so fast. You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, ha! Born with a hammer in hand, I was. Nobody handed me anything or dropped opportunity into my lap. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is this hammer now?
The, burden of leadership forced me to set it aside. The Carja risk nothing, while demanding that good Osseram gamble with their lives out there. Someone had to step up and say no more.
You ordered the work stoppage?
Indeed I did. We're laborers, not soldiers. Until the Carja clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we deserve, I'm not risking Osseram lives.
Fair deal? You mean your concession decree?
It's not my decree. It's on behalf of all the good Osseram laborers of this land who do all the backbreaking work, while only the Carja reap the rewards. All we're asking for is the ability to share in this prosperity for a land worked by the people, for the people.
Right. Then just how much would be your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
Where's the whistle?
Right in the middle of town, but with the threat out there, I'm not endangering innocent Osseram lives.
I'm going to clear out the bristlebacks. And when I'm done, this valley is gonna get moving.
If that's what it takes. Until then, I'll keep looking after the safety of these good folk.
Just be ready to blow the whistle. Better see what that Carja magistrate wanted. I bet he's in the tavern. You wanted to speak to me?
Well, you know better than anyone it's a dangerous world out there, and not just against machines. Name's Oderg. This here's my training pit. Best place to practice close combat this side of the Forbidden West. Say, I wonder who'd win in a fight. You, the savior of Meridian, champion of the East, or the Enduring, master of the West.
Who?
The Enduring, a legendary Tenakth fighter, the master of masters. I've heard the Tenakth have training pits just like this one. It's how the warriors get so fierce, see? And only the very best from the pits get to train with the Enduring.
So, to find the Enduring, I should look for these training pits if I'm ever out that way?
You'll have to go far if you do. The Tenakth are split into 3 clans. 3 clans, 3 capitals, 3 training pits. My guess is you'd have to beat all of them if you want to train with the Enduring. If the Tenakth don't kill you on sight, that is. But that's a far spark in the wind. As for right now, I also offer challenges to test your fighting skill.
Who would I be fighting exactly? You?
Well, I know you're the savior and all, but you have to beat all the others first to challenge me. Rules are rules. We only use dual blades and practice arrows, mind. These drunken fools would run themselves through otherwise. You'll have to leave everything but your spear and practice arrows at the gate. But I'll look after your gear, not to worry. So, what do you say? Up for some training?
I might be.
That's what I like to hear.
Expect to see.
You think your spear can deal with that armor? Use attack to energize your spear. Then hit your opponent with a heavy or power attack to blast the armor.
I kind of like those weapons, actually.
That energy doesn't last forever. That spear can give you the edge in battle. Keep energizing it, and then your enemies. Triggering those energy blasts should help you vanquish your opponents. Welcome back, Savior. Here.
Till Alvin blows that whistle, no one's working here.
Corvin and the others are doing better than I am.
What happened to you?
That damn mine is what happened to me. It won't be the last injury if Olvin keeps shoving those tongs into those tunnels.
What mine?
Northeast of Chainscrape, where the river ends. I told Corvin we should stop when the first cave-in happened, but Olvin probably threatened to cut off our pay. Or worse.
How about you slow down and take me through it? You mentioned you were injured in a cave-in.
Yeah, a couple days ago. That's how I hurt this blasted leg. Corvin and the others were opening a new vein while I was checking on an older one. As soon as their blast hit, the tunnel I was in collapsed. Might have dodged it if I wasn't running on barely a spark of sleep. We were pushing too hard and too fast.
And you're afraid Corvin and the others might not be as lucky if it happens again.
Mm-hmm. Hit the nail right on the head.
How come Olvin's in charge? Don't these mines belong to the Karja?
Try telling Olvin that. He brought in all the backing to get them open. Might as well own them. Fire and spit. You ask him. He owns us as well.
Who's Corvin?
He's their foreman. And a damn good one. The kind that knows how to deal with management when it gets unreasonable. But Olvin... his demands go beyond unreasonable. Corvin's been doing his best to appease him, He even blamed himself for my injury when it was Olvin who ordered the extra shifts.
Sounds like a good guy.
That's why we all put up with the long hours and lousy conditions. But if the whole mine becomes unstable, I'd rather suffer Olvin's wrath than die buried in rubble.
I could check in on your crew if I'm in the area.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't see anyone else stepping up.
Hey, Mildef. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hold. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Olvin didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Olvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals, not trouble.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they liked my food. Or the ale.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly.
But
But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Olvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
what do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildef. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Already got enough wild meat. Just need to pick some bitter leaf and grab a metal panel from a scrounger pile.
Oh, going somewhere important? Aloy, change your mind about that brew? Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Take your pick. We got bodies to bury from the bristlebacks, the work stoppage, Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. Hey! Weapons off the table! Ah, don't listen to me. Nothing a cold brew and knocking some heads together can't fix eventually.
So the bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But I heard talk of some vanguards trying to take them down.
Did they come through here?
Stopped by briefly for supplies. Olvind was none too pleased. Won't be able to crank it to his advantage once the bristlebacks are gone.
But how could bristlebacks in the Daunt help Olvind?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the bristlebacks came from, Olvind has taken to blaming the Karja for them. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Karja for anything.
Damn Karja slavers.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back, but realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
So about Olvind.
Around here, everything's about Olvind.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
This concession decree, what is it exactly?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Olvind has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign.
Well, I have to be going. Thanks for the drink, Petra. I'm glad I stopped by.
Anytime, Flamehair.
Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original, straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too. All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. To win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner? That there's how many victory points you'll get for notes also tell you how far a piece can, how powerful their attacks, the distance they can strike from. And of course, okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your right. And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round, so go ahead and pick a second machine. Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. You have to end your turn there, Red. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece close enough to attack one of my... When performing an attack, you'll be testing your machine's combat power against the opponent's. A machine's combat power is a combination of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not effective. So right now, this means your machine can do 2 points of... Did you get all that? Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab that second... See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. That lets it move 1 space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in cases like this. Overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use at your own discretion. Let's try doing that now so you can see what I mean. That's about it for your turn then. Now, I'll let you in on a neat that machine of yours, the one closest to me, same as in the wilds. Machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there and you'll do some damage, but now, red shows the machine's weak point. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine have it. Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you overcharge your machine, you can attack a second time. And by the look of your machine's health, you'd be sacrificing your piece to defeat mine. But sometimes that can be... Let's keep this game going. Overcharge your machine. Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first. That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points, but you did destroy. That means you're the winner. That wasn't so hard. Just remember, you'd be surprised I know it saved my... Oh, these are all my... It's a small set to be, but you might even fancy. They've got all kinds of unique pieces, though they'll need the right materials to craft. Or, I've lost my fair share of pieces after night of machine, brew hopping. No need to thank me, always. Now, if I could even teach...
Thanks.
I knew I'd make a strike player out of you yet. How about this time I tell you how to use a board's terrain? This one's got all the different terrains you can encounter. Knowing when and how to use them, terrain mainly affects your machine's... As you know, when you compare it, the higher your machine's combat power, so finding the right terrain... Here, I'll show you. Grab that piece to your left and move to attack my machines. Now let's take a look at your machine's combat power. Combat power is the sum of a machine's attack power and the value of the terrain it's standing on. Since your machine is attacking, it's also standing on forest. Add those together. My machine is standing on grassland. It's also not attacking, which means so my combat, this means go ahead and test. There you go. Now, it can also help defend your machines from attack. Grab your other piece and... Since your machine is attacking, it's using its 2 points of attack power. It's standing on grassland terrain. This terrain has a value of 0. This means your machine's combat power adds up to 2 points. My machine can't use their attack power since they're defending their position. But they have the higher ground. They're standing on forest terrain, which is worth 1 point. This means my combat power adds up to 1 point. Now, the front of my machine is colored blue. This means that the spot you're about to attack, which means my machine gets an extra. If we compare the combat power of both machines, you'll see that you won't be able to do any damage. Whenever you're unable to top an opponent's combat power, you can still choose to attack and... Go ahead, try it out. Ha, see? When you break a machine's defenses, you can knock it backwards. Sure, both our machines will receive 1 point of damage, but knocking my machine off that terrain makes it more vulnerable to attacks. Not only that, if my machine had been blocked from it would have received an extra point of damage, and if my machine had been blocked by another one of my pieces, that machine would have... That's why breaking a machine's defenses is a great way to... Useful, right? Okay, now there's still one more thing I want... All right, as we've seen, the higher the terrain, the more it'll add. However, this is what we call a chasm. Only flying machines can be placed on those. But it'll take away 2 combat points if you... This is marsh terrain. Landing on it will take away... It'll also keep your machine from moving for the rest of the turn. Here, let me show you. Grab that... See? All you can do now is wait for your next turn to move again. Or you can overcharge your machine to get out of there. You can still attack any nearby enemies so you're not completely helpless. Well, I promise it'll all come... Here for more tips? Why don't I tell you a bit more about the pieces we used to play? In a normal game, each one is worth a... And you can spend up... Knowing what each machine brings, building an army that is the key. When assembling your army, first and foremost, you can never have more than 4. With that in mind, how far they can move or how... But a real strike player... Let's take a quick look, shall we? All right, let's talk about the different ways in which... In other words, if you look at your notes, you'll see this machine here is a melee type. You can also tell by the shape of the base the piece stands on. A melee-type machine attacks the first enemy within... We've seen this plenty of times, so just move... Great, now grab your other machine. Looks like we've got ourselves a gunner-type machine here. This means they'll only hit the farthest enemy in their attack range. Let's move that machine forward and end your turn so we can take a look at the rest of the pieces. Let's go with... This is a ram-type machine. Attack an enemy with it, and it'll push the piece backwards. Like this. See, now my machine has taken over your machine's spot on the board. This is a great way to take the advantage away from your opponent if they have the higher ground. Looks like we have one more piece to look at. Now this is a beauty of a piece, a dash-type machine. When it attacks, it'll move to the end of its attack range and damage every machine in its path, including your own. So make sure you take a good look at the board. You should also make sure it's able to finish its attack on an empty spot. Otherwise, you won't be able to attack at all. Here, I'll show you. Look, it even rotated your piece. A nifty little piece you'll definitely want in your set. If you look at your notes, you'll notice this particular... There's quite a few of those, and we haven't even looked at all the machine types yet. But I'm pretty sure it's got all the tips and tricks we talked about. I think that about... Let's do this! Your move, Red. Time to make my move. You're up, Red. Lucky me, you hit armor. Just one piece left. That sure dampens the forge. Well, that's done now. Board's all yours. Okay, let's see. That's it for me. Oh, I thought I had that one. Let's play. To get serious. Your turn. my turn. You're up, Red. You're just hammering down on my pieces now. Ah, off the board it goes. I'm up. Board's all yours. One less piece on the board. Time to get serious. That was brutal. Just one piece left. You got me, fair and square. Good luck. Time to make my move. That's it for me. Seriously? Okay, let's see. Knocked right off the board. I'm up. That was brutal. My turn. Your move, Red. Knocked right off the board. That was a surprise. One less piece on the board. Your turn. Well, that's done now. Hey, I like that piece where it was. My. Ah, off the board it goes. Now that was a game, even if I lost. This is gonna be fun. time to make my move. Board's all yours. I was hoping you wouldn't do that. Okay, let's see. Sometimes I surprise even myself. One less piece on the board. That is brutal. Time to get serious. Well, that's done now. Knocked right off the board. Your turn. Off the board it goes. Well, spark my forge. You have beaten me on every one of my boards. Now that deserves a prize, I say. Come back anytime, Red.
Ah, Savior! Over here!
I'd love some ale. Please.
Savior, thank you for taking the time, and my condolences that you had to endure Ulvan's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is barren light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvan up.
What is this concession?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Osira. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks, no matter how absurd...
How did
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like...
Ulvan's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Well, I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
How does blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks help?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but claiming that the Karja loosed the bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience... Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the mad Sun King. And with the bristlebacks bringing, Ulvant has plenty of time to pick at barely healed wounds.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless...
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted...
Yes, according to one terrified, said the ground trembled before they came He took off and ran.
Good place to start looking, then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvant will stop blaming the card, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light.
Watch where you're going.
It's time to feel the heat. Or cold.
Later. Takes more than that to keep me down.
Oh there, Red! How's the Dawn treating you?
after me!
That bristleback's gonna run him down.
That's the forge you were here.
Get inside until it's safe.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Exploring cauldrons might teach me how to override these things.
I'd like to feel my legs again if you don't mind, Savior.
Mighty thankful to you, Savior.
Just Aloy is fine.
Aaron mentioned you're not one for fancy titles.
You're Vanguard.
Well, here to escort Wadiz's delicate behind to the embassy.
If we can get rid of these bristlebacks.
Captain said to keep an eye on Chainscrape, then these ugly lugs showed up.
Gave the first one a good beating.
But didn't quite have time to roll out of the way when it fell.
Told you it wasn't a good idea to eat that much before heading out.
I should probably get going. You know where I can find Aaron?
Captain went chasing after more bristlebacks further west.
Just follow the sound of cursing and you'll find them. Now, if you see any more of these bristlebacks...
I'll make sure to roll out of their way.
Might want to take some of these with you as well. They're handy in a pinch.
Thanks.
Stay safe, Aloy.
It's a ruin from the old world. Bet I could find something interesting inside. Okay, what do we have in here? There's some kind of relic in there, but how to reach it? Too close. Looks like this door needs some kind of key module. Maybe there's one in the ruin? crate. That should be useful. Oh, it's not gonna budge from here. What's this data say? There's a code for the locked door in this data. But I still need to find a key module. Who's trying to pull that? Okay, gotta find a key for the door. There's more of the ruin down here. Where to now? Down here. There's nothing for my polecaster to latch onto. Well, I can't reach the ledge above now. Guess I'll have to find another way up. Need to create some distance first. Down it goes. this lead? The key module. Okay, let's see if this key fits. There. Looks like this needs a code, too. I think some of the data I picked up... That might help. There we go. What is this thing? I'll hold on to it for now. Figure out what to do with it later. Pack's full, but my stash has room. An image from the old world. Looks like some kind of building in front of sheer cliffs. The image is incomplete. But maybe if I line it up exactly with where it was taken, my focus can fill in the rest. I don't think that's right. I better keep looking. Looks like the building in the image might have been near a river. Maybe there used to be a bridge nearby? Looks like some sort of quarry.
You picked the wrong day for sightseeing.
And it's full of bristlebacks.
Hey girl, stay back. It's too dangerous.
I lost the vista point image. Gotta stay in the right area and try again. This whole area is rigged with tripwires.
Make it worth your while if you kill these scroungers.
It's always something. Hold tight! I'll see what I can do!
Try luring them into the tripwires.
If I find the right cauldron, could learn how to override this machine.
What do you think the tripwires are for? Why kill it like that? What do you think the tripwires are for? Kill them however you want. Tripwires are better though.
That's the last one.
Hello, Red. What a day, what a day. Thank the Forge you showed up. Tripwire's handy. Machine hunting's the youngest game. Come on over. Let me give thanks proper like. I see you're a practiced hunter. Took you less time to kill those scroungers than vanguards to kill one bristleback.
So the vanguards came through here?
Yeah, just a bit ago. Down that bristleback, headed south. But then those scroungers showed up to carve the carcass, as they do.
South, after more bristlebacks?
Probably. This whole valley is swarming with them. The vanguard seemed dead set on getting rid of them.
I see.
Hold on there, Red. If you're gonna go chasing across the Daunt, you're gonna want a tripcaster. Not just any tripcaster. One of my make. Free of charge.
Workmanship looks solid enough.
Yep. Been tweaking the design since I left Chain Scrape. More room to tinker out here and less chance of, well, accidents.
Did something happen in Chain Scrape?
More like someone.
Let me guess. Ulvund.
Back when I had a place in town, he took a real interest in my wares. Kept pressing for the Ulvund discount. I said no. He didn't like that so much. I can't prove it, but that chuff bucket set my workshop on fire. Felt it best to put some distance between us after that.
Cable car operator told me the bristlebacks just appeared yesterday. Do you know anything about them?
How is old Karn? Back in the day, me and him got into all sorts of trouble. There was this one time that...
Anything about the bristlebacks?
No. Karn said true. Just showed up and ran amok. Lucky for me, I've got you and the Vanguard swooping in time to time to save my backside.
I should get going.
While you're blasting bristlebacks, did you know they have a tripcaster trial?
Maybe. After I get things under control. So Erend headed south. Should be able to pick up his tracks with my focus. machine. It must be a bristleback. Maybe Errand took it down? Okay, I think I have enough bitter leaf. Just gotta keep low and quiet. I think I can climb up this cliff. I wonder if there's anything interesting at the top. that a diner would be interested in this. An old Karja watchtower. I don't know what's inside. Make an interesting color for my armor. Okay, almost there. Some kind of device. The metal reflects the sun. Send a signal? Looks like some kind of lens. Guess I'll keep it for later. I can almost see the entire... Take this to a dyer later. tracks. Maybe Aaron's and the Vanguard's. Sounds like someone's putting up a fight.
Another one down!
Now this is what I was forged for. No ledgers to fill. No boring mid-afternoon patrols. Just a hammer. Just a fight. Aloy?
Aaron! Stay where you are. I'll handle the rest. You get data, Toby.
Down. How's it going, Bird?
Those bristlebacks have acid canisters on their backs. It should trigger a chain reaction if I hit them with acid arrows.
And turn into scrap, Aloy. Oh, that one hurt.
Got it! Acid's all over it!
you might have to meet me halfway. Ah! Oh. Caught me at my best, as usual.
Well, you did the hard part. I just took care of the stragglers. How bad is it?
Who needs ribs, huh? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Huh. Okay, well, I know you didn't come all the way to the Daunt just to watch me get wrecked. So what's the story?
I need the embassy to happen, so I can head west. Erend, what I did at the Spire, what we did, it didn't end the threat. It just slowed it down. There's still more to do.
Really? Well, that's great. I mean, yeah, not the threat's not over part. That's not so great. But hey, whatever you're up against, your spear, my hammer, just like old times.
Erend, I need the embassy now. I can't wait for you to heal.
Couple of days rest, if that.
Actually, even if you weren't hurt, what I have to do, it's better if I do it alone.
Alone? That figures.
Erend! I hate to interrupt the romance, but I'm pretty banged up here.
Don't blow your blaze, I'm coming. Oh, this just keeps getting better. Huh. Listen, I'll go to Barren Light, get patched up. If you want this embassy to happen, we're gonna need this sun priest, Studius Wadis.
Oh, I know him. I'll clear the Valley of Bristlebacks, then send Wadis to Barren Light. I'll catch up with you there.
Well, I guess that's sort of like a goodbye.
I'm sorry?
You? Sorry? Ugh. Yeah, that'd be a first.
Where is this coming from?
Hey, just, forget it, yeah? Oh, it's nothing.
It sounds like something.
All right, fine. Now, after the battle at the Spire, you took off, you left without so much as a handshake. I mean, people like me, we fought and bled at your side, Aloy. You just disappear? What kind of person does that?
Erend, I left when I did, how I did, for a reason. A good one.
Oh, thanks for sharing.
Listen to me. Life on Earth is in danger, and only I can save it.
What are you talking about?
Exactly what I just said. Everything living is going to die unless I fix a piece of technology created by the old ones. And time's running out.
Well, I guess that's the reason, all right. I'm an idiot.
Erend! By the Forge.
I guess that's my cue.
Maybe I should go with you to Barren Light.
No, hey, you're needed elsewhere, obviously. We'll make it without you. I said we're good, Aloy. Oh, ha. You go on ahead.
What are you standing around for then?
That doesn't sound good.
You'll have to handle that one.
Nothing's happening.
We'll only slow you down.
need to get data from the cauldron if I can find one. Looks like the Osram decided to put up a fight. One less machine.
Those acid spitters brought friends.
Incoming. Another one down. One less machine. Another one down.
Look at that thing drop!
There. Quarry's safe.
Stranger, come on over here. We gotta talk. I don't know what Honora's doing out here, but consider yourself owed. We tried to hold off and wait for the Vanguard, but one of them bristlebacks charged us. Next thing you know was a full-fledged fracas.
Is everyone okay?
We lost some good people.
Well, at least it's quiet now.
Your ears ought to be ringing with a quarry at work, but Chain Scrape's whistle ain't blowing, so we're stuck picking up the pieces.
You need the whistle to get back to work?
Me and my crew were just little cogs out here. Can't lift a hammer till Olvin blows that thing. Cause if we work without his say-so, he'll ban us. And my people have been through enough.
Olvin holds that much power?
He's got the money and connections to snuff our fires for good. Almost feels like we stood a better chance with the bristlebacks.
What are you and your crew working on?
We're supposed to be working Olvin's claim, digging out stone to show our barren light. But the work stoppage and the bristlebacks cut us short. Never seen those blasted things in a dump before. Where in Forge Fire did they come from?
I'm not sure. At least not yet. I need to get going. Stay safe.
Thanks to you, that might actually be possible today.
I think I've cleared out most of the bristlebacks. Chain scrape can get back to work now. I'll go give Olvend the good news. Buddies, too. Then maybe this embassy can finally happen. Javad said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry. I should see if there's anything in the back of the valley. I could try to line up the Vista Point image again. I should be within range. Okay, let's try this again. That building looks like it's in front of some sheer cliffs. Looks like the building in the image might have been near a river. Maybe there used to be a bridge nearby? Ruins of a bridge. Maybe it's the same one from the image. I could try to line it up around here. I think I'm getting close. That did it. Huh. Completing the image unlocked a data file. It looks like these vista points were made by Miriam Technologies. That was Elizabeth's company. I wonder if I can find more of them out in the wild. Time to get Ulvin to blow the whistle, then Wadis to bear light.
Here to...
Sharp as ever. I am going to
If you keep repeating the same attacks, your enemy will dodge them.
Almost ready to go.
Vary your attacks and combinations. Make yourself less predictable. Come on. If the opponent keeps blocking, then use a heavy attack or a power attack to break through. Either that or hit them from behind.
Sister! Over here! Yeah! Not again! Yeah!
Get back!
That didn't do it. Try again.
This should be useful.
Ignoring me?
Now I just need to think what he's thinking.
Get back! Yes!
If you keep repeating the same attacks, the enemy will dodge them. Vary your attacks and combinations. Make yourself less predictable.
Ignoring me again?
Drink this.
Close attention to your opponent's stance. Read their intentions. Choose your attacks to break their defense. Let's test this skill. You fight well. Yield! I yield! Well fought, friend.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Ooh. Serves me right for thinking I could go up against the savior of Meridian. Here, have this.
Thank you, Hodurg.
Don't be a stranger now.
I should go.
I'll be here if you want.
Expect to see you up and about.
What?
Still here, I see.
If Chainscrape is on Karja land, shouldn't a Karja be in charge? Who appointed you?
The sensibilities of good Osram folk, of course. You think a Karja can head this whole venture? Ah! The magistrate can barely make the trek from Barren Light without losing a few screws.
So you have no real authority then? People only follow you because you say so. Loudly.
Anyone who has followers has authority. I've been with Chainscrape from the beginning. I mean, I'm practically its founder, and its honest folk know I'm indispensable to its success.
You said you founded Chainscrape. Somehow I doubt that.
Practically founded, I said. I alone saw its potential when it was just a smattering of tents in Barren Light's shadow. I invested in the mine, convinced some friends back home to do the same, and here we are. You could say Chainscrape is what it is thanks to me.
Oh, so you're not just standing around and profiting off everyone else?
Not at all. Sure, I make a little return on my investment here and there, but my main priority, as it was from the beginning, is to look after the well-being of these honest, working Osram.
I cleared out all the bristlebacks.
Oh, you did?
Now that you've recovered from your shock, time to blow the whistle.
Oh, there, not so fast. I'll have to send someone out to confirm the kills. Make sure the valley is safe again. It shouldn't take more than a day. Or two.
No. You blow the whistle now.
These are innocent Osram lives we're talking about here. Surely the delay...
Either you do it now, or I will.
Ah, I knew you could do it! Friends, gather round. The savior of Meridian has done it
Now
again.
what?
The Bristlebacks are defeated. You.
What?
Sound the whistle. Chain Scrape is open for business.
Terrific. Yay.
And Ulvund has agreed to personally pay every worker their lost wages.
Yeah!
That's more like it!
Yeah! Woo!
Ha-ha!
Yeah! Yeah!
Don't you have an embassy to get to?
Yeah, I guess I do.
It's high time you made up your mind. So let's hear it.
Well, the chain scrape's back to work. Merchants should be open to trade. I should see if they have anything useful before I send Wadis off. Bear in mind.
Brought out only the good stuff for you, Red. Seeing as you got that whistle blowing.
Hey, I've been waiting to get my lucky hammer fixed for days.
You haven't done anything useful like getting rid of any bristlebacks, though, have you? Take your time. I promise you won't be disappointed. Come back anytime.
You keep blurring out, Dan. Doesn't mean you're off the hook.
Must be someone
Sharp as ever.
Are you?
Sight for Sora. Put my back. Anyone! Anyone! Oh, there it is.
I've
See you later, O'Dirk.
Farewell then.
Whoever it was.
The way to Barren Light is clear. Get moving.
You're not errant vanguardsman. I will move only when the captain
When
says...
I've cleared out all the bristlebacks, which I have. Captain's orders.
So they're okay?
Banged up, but breathing. And waiting up ahead for you.
But I was supposed to have 3 escorts.
I'm off to Barren Light, buddies. Like Aloy said, Captain's orders. You can stay here.
Abandoned to the riffraff? I think not.
Guess you're coming with me then. See you there, Aloy.
Well, now that that's done, the embassy can finally get underway. If I can get through it, I'll be able to track down Silence. Hades. Maybe even a Gaia backup. Guess I could head straight for Barren Light. Or poke around the Daunt some more first.
Look at her go!
Hey there, Aloy. Another round here? Heard you've been busy. As for me,
there's some.
Well, things are. But we still got Olvin grating the gears about his concession. If you don't put that down, I'll come over there and show you how that game ends. Anyway, right now, I'm just to come all this way enduring.
Shadow Carja refugees. What are they doing in the Daunt?
Looking for a new home, I gather. And therein lies the problem. A stormbird crashed up on the cliffs last week, and Talon cleanbrokers, but the refugees have barred entrance. Mustn't interrupt their sun-scorched ritual.
Huh. I never heard them talk about that before.
Yeah, well, these particular but overall they're not that it matters to Talon. He'll crack some heads to get to that salvage. Maybe you could...
So the bristle... Where did they come?
That's the thing. They just showed lost, but that now. But how could Briss 2 word? Olvin, he's so he's been trying,
and people act
lot. Give him half.
What else can you tell?
Well, they don't call themselves Shadow, at least not anymore. But whatever side of the sun they're on, they don't seem to want for nothing except a place to live.
So they're just camped outside by a blocking entry to a wrecked storm.
Don't rightly know. Should they ever wise up and salvage it? And if they get there first, then not that Tolan cleanbrokers ever lost sleep over.
Who is this?
Just some chuff-huffing lived in Chainscrape. He and Ulvin go back a way.
So Talland works for...
Ulvin might think so. And he ain't the type to let a few refugees...
Well, if I'm up that...
Much appreciate.
Petra said Talland has a shop here in Chainscrape. I could have a word with him first.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I'll be right.
Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad idea.
It's a weapon! Kill is the point. Not if it blows the user's arm off!
So, you...
Actually,
But you're just nuts!
I'm not a customer.
I got it! Triple the powder. It'll blow a Strider sky high. Ba-boom. One...
Maybe I...
Then you are in the... How would you like to be?
Explosive, done in...
Yet perfect...
Tell me more about...
Saw a scroll when I was a kid by some... Had a scary drawing of a Tenakth warrior hunt. Effective? Yes. Basic, but coming out and I'm on the...
Whereas I will perfect it.
I can use machine parts to enhance the user's throw. Well, Boomer here is adamant that enhancing the... Namely with explosive...
Boomsticks.
Why not both?
That... I need the parts to make the... Well, for starters, I'll need...
Charger horns.
Yeah, that. Otherwise they break. But the real innovation, keep it to yourself.
There's a mean one east of here.
Boomer! You get him for me. It's you.
You have a deal.
If I had a spear like that, I could have beaten them bristleback.
I could get around faster if I find a charger to override. Can't override that machine. But I could learn if there's a cauldron out here.
Be welcome, Outlander.
wrong with your knee? Walked past Thurless old shop and tripped over